Hello, lover.
Hi, honey.
Tell me about the experience you just had.
I just did a session with a client who was really struggling with what appeared on the surface to be her weight and self-care. And as we unpacked and I asked questions to go a little bit deeper into what she's struggling with, what she discovered was that she's really challenged with some beliefs that her mom had instilled in her as a little girl. So in the process of unpacking and getting to not only what the current situation was, but what she really wanted to experience, which is happiness, which is what all of us ultimately want to experience, feeling good about ourselves, about who we are, and about just a general overall feeling of happiness. I was able to help her connect to that place and time in her life when she did feel happy and when she did feel confident about herself, which had absolutely nothing to do with her weight or any other of the conflicting beliefs that she had about who she is. So what I did with her is I invited her to find the feeling that she really wanted to have in an experience that she had had in the past that was completely unrelated to her body, her image, or even to her self-care. And she found that place, and I had her just really experience that happiness and that confidence deeply. And then I invited her to go into a place of her past when she was a little girl. And I asked her to remember a time in her life when she clearly remembered her mother's judgments, when she clearly became aware that it wasn't okay to be overweight, and when she really believed that overweight people were not lovable, which is what she had grown up with and she believed her whole life. And so as I had her in this space of what she really believed to be learned to be true about her mother, I had her in the room with her mom with that revelation. And then I invited her, as the happy, confident woman that she was experiencing herself to be in that moment as an adult, to come into the room with the little girl and her mother. And I invited her to bring a message to the little girl, a very significant, very important message that little girl needed to hear in that moment with her mother in the room. But it was really just between the little girl and the woman that she is today. And I invited her to tell the little girl the message and to have a conversation with her about what was really important and really significant for her to hear. And then I invited her to imagine an older and wiser self. And I said, I don't know how old this woman is. Maybe she's 60, maybe she's 70, maybe she's an 80-year-old, much wiser woman who has lived much longer and has had many more experiences. And we invited that woman to come into the space with the little girl and the current woman and this older, wiser woman. And this older, wiser woman had a message for both the current woman and the little girl. She had a very important message for these younger versions of herself they were going to be able to carry throughout their lifetime, that would literally change the directions of their life. So when she had this message and she shared it with these women, or with the current woman and the younger girl, I invited her to imagine these three selves joining together as one, merging into the same one, with the same messages that they would carry with them for the rest of their lives. And then I invited her, if it felt good, if it felt right, to bring those messages into her current state, into the room that she was in, and come back into her body with those messages integrated. And it was so beautiful. She had a remarkable experience. She said it was profound. So, what the lesson means is that here within us, we have everything we need. We have all of the wisdom, all of the knowing, all of the messages that we need to receive. And all we need to do is to close our eyes, to go within, and to ask this wiser, knowing self the questions that we're pondering today, the concerns that we have about our life today. What should we do? Because here is where all the answers are. They're not out there somewhere. They're here. And when we learn to come into a place where we can access this place, which is our essence, it is our highest self, it is the source of all that is. It has all the answers. And so we can find our answers, we can find our peace, we can find our happiness here. And that's all that's required.
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. And it's
What grace.
simple. It is grace. Yes.
What compassion.
Yes. It is the compassion that we need to have for ourselves.
Self-love.
Yes.
We are the beloved.
We are the beloved. Yes. We are everything we're searching for out there. It isn't out there. It was never out there. It's always been right here.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Love is beautiful.
Love is beautiful.
Thank you, love.
Yes. And so it is.
And so it is.
We have the keys to the kingdom of heaven, and we hope you'll join us.